Most steels get their hardness from carbon. More carbon, harder steel. That is the rule, and engineers have worked with it for over a century. Maraging steel breaks it. This is a steel with almost no carbon, often less than 0.03%. By ordinary metallurgical logic, it should be soft and weak. Instead, some grades reach tensile strengths that leave most conventional steels far behind. But the more interesting question is not just how strong it gets, it is how. Because Maraging steel does not arrive from the furnace already strong. It arrives workable, shapeable, machinable, easy to cut, and then a final step transforms it into something built for rocket casings and aerospace landing gear. The hidden reason Maraging steel becomes so powerful is one of the more counterintuitive stories in the science of materials. Let's get into it right here on Small Things. Strong when treated, workable before. At its core, Maraging steel is a family of iron-nickel alloys, very strong when treated, yet remarkably cooperative before that final step. The name combines martensite, a specific internal crystal structure that forms in iron alloys, with aging, the heat treatment that triggers transformation. Together they describe both what the material is and what it does. Silver gray, smooth, and dense in its finished form. Before aging, it behaves like a capable but unremarkable piece of metal. After aging, it could survive forces that destroy lesser materials. The difference between the two states is invisible to the eye. It exists entirely inside the structure of the metal itself. The problem that made a new steel. It did not begin in aerospace. It began with a question metallurgists in the 1950s were trying to answer about the limits of conventional steel. The post-war decades placed extraordinary pressure on materials science. Jet engines were becoming more powerful. Missiles needed casings capable of surviving extreme internal pressures without rupturing. Submarine hulls were being pushed deeper than any previous generation of vessels. In every case, engineers were running into the same boundary. High-carbon steels could be made extremely hard, but hardness came with brittleness. Make the steel strong enough, and it became prone to cracking under impact or the slow accumulation of fatigue loading. What engineers wanted was different, a material that could hold enormous tensile strength while remaining tough enough to absorb shocks, vibration, and repeated stress cycles without fracturing. Those two properties, strength and toughness, had always traded against each other in conventional metallurgy. Push one higher, and the other fell. Finding a way to maintain both simultaneously was the challenge that Maraging steel was built to answer. Researchers at the International Nickel Company, working through the late 1950s and into the 1960s, developed the first practical Maraging steels by experimenting with very high nickel content and near-zero carbon. Their key discovery was that the strength of the alloy did not need to come from carbon at all. It came from the formation of tiny intermetallic compounds inside the metal during a controlled heat treatment, compounds that formed after the steel was already shaped into its final form, not during the original casting or forming process. This reversed the usual sequence of working with high-strength steel. Most hardened steels had to be handled with great care after hardening because they were at their most brittle precisely when precision machining was still required. Maraging steel could be machined, welded, and formed to close tolerances while still soft and cooperative, then hardened in the final step after the shape was already complete. The process made complex, high-specification components far more reliably achievable. The International Nickel Company filed the core patents in the early 1960s, and Maraging steel moved quickly from laboratory result to industrial material. By the mid-1960s, it was in production for aerospace and defense applications. It has remained one of the most trusted alloys in precision engineering since, not through inertia, but because what it does has proven genuinely difficult to replicate at a comparable cost. What aging actually does, inside the metal. So how does aging actually make the steel stronger? Start with the composition. The base is iron, alloyed with a very high proportion of nickel, typically around 18% by weight. Small amounts of cobalt, molybdenum, titanium, and aluminium are also added. carbon is held as low as possible, often below 0.03%. In conventional steelmaking, that level of carbon would produce a relatively soft, unremarkable material. Here, the alloying elements are doing entirely different work. When the molten alloy is cast and allowed to cool, it forms an internal crystal arrangement called martensite. Unlike the brittle martensite that appears in high-carbon steels cooled too rapidly, the martensite in Maraging steel is soft and ductile. The steel can be machined, cut, drilled, and formed at this stage with little difficulty. This is the working window, the period in which a component can be brought to its final precise geometry before anything irreversible happens. Then comes the aging step. The shaped component is placed in a furnace and held at around 480 to 500 degrees Celsius for several hours. This temperature is low enough not to distort the finished shape, but high enough to trigger a specific internal transformation. The alloying elements, particularly molybdenum, titanium, and nickel, begin to migrate and cluster together inside the martensite crystal structure. They form extremely fine intermetallic compounds, particles measured in nanometers, present in the metal in enormous numbers. These particles are the source of the strength. They act as obstacles to dislocations, microscopic shifts in the crystal structure that allow metal to deform under load. The more effectively a material blocks those shifts, the greater the stress it can withstand before permanently yielding. The intermetallic particles formed during aging do this exceptionally well, raising tensile strength dramatically while preserving the underlying toughness of the martensite base. The result is a steel that arrives shaped, precise, and ready, and only in that final form is at its strongest. The hard part is not what you think. The most common assumption about Maraging steel is that it must be extremely difficult to handle, that something strong enough for rocket casings would resist tools and require specialized handling at every stage of production. That assumption gets the sequence wrong. Before aging, Maraging steel is relatively straightforward to machine. It is softer than many tool steels, cuts cleanly, and holds precise dimensions without punishing cutting equipment. A machinist working with unaged Maraging steel is working with a cooperative material. The demands come not from the steel resisting but from the consequences of what it will eventually carry. Components built for extreme environments cannot accommodate early errors. The second misconception is that aging resembles the quenching used in carbon steels. It does not. Quenching involves rapid cooling from high temperature to trap a hard internal structure, and the result is hardness at the cost of toughness. Aging in Maraging steel is a slow, controlled hold at moderate temperature, allowing specific nanoscale reactions to complete gradually. The mechanisms are entirely different, and so are the results. Aged Maraging steel gains strength while retaining the underlying toughness of its martensite base. Real limitations exist. The cost is significant, nickel and cobalt are expensive, and vacuum melting is required during production to prevent contamination that would weaken the final structure. The material is also less corrosion-resistant than stainless steel and requires protective treatment in harsh environments. Maraging steel earns its place only where its specific combination of properties justifies the cost. Where only this steel will do. Today, you will find Maraging steel in places where the consequences of material failure are too severe to consider. In aerospace, it appears in aircraft landing gear, rocket motor casings, and structural components that must survive extreme cyclical loading without fatigue cracking over long service lives. The combination of high tensile strength and fracture toughness makes it the material of choice when a component must be light enough for flight and reliable enough never to be doubted. In high-performance motorsport, it appears in gearbox shafts, differential components, and engine parts operating under sustained high stress across thousands of load cycles. Racing teams working at the mechanical boundary use it where both the weight saving and the strength margin matter simultaneously, and where replacing a failed component mid-season carries real consequences. In precision tooling and die manufacturing, Maraging steel holds tight tolerances through long production runs, where repeated load cycles would cause a softer steel to drift dimensionally and compromise every finished piece. Its combination of strength and stability keeps the tooling performing correctly across the full service life. Research in metal additive manufacturing has identified Maraging steel as a promising candidate for producing complex geometries layer by layer. The softness that makes it easy to machine before aging makes it compatible with metal deposition processes as well, and the aging step is applied to the finished printed form. The two-stage logic holds regardless of how the shape was made. Shape first, strengthen last. So how is Maraging steel made, and why does it become so strong? It is not strong because of what is in it alone. It is strong because of when and how its strength is unlocked. The steel is first made workable, alloyed, cast, and shaped while it is still cooperative and precise work is possible. Then the aging step transforms it. Tiny intermetallic particles form inside the martensite structure and lock in a level of strength that carbon steels reach only by sacrificing toughness. Shape it first, strengthen it last. Maraging steel is built for places where failure is not an option, and the engineering insight at its center, make it workable, shape it, then harden it, is what makes that possible in the first place. If this changed the way you think about the materials holding the world's most demanding machines together, let us know in the comments what you want us to explore next. We might make it our next episode. Thanks for watching. History often hides in the smallest details.